When we hear about futuristic technologies, we often think of nanotechnology, the science of building and manipulating matter at the scale of billionths of a meter. But what comes after nano? The answer is picotechnology, a field that operates at a trillionth of a meter, 10-12 meters, reaching scales where scientists can potentially manipulate matter at the atomic nucleus level or even influence quantum vacuum states. While it may sound like science fiction, researchers are beginning to explore this idea seriously, and many believe it could bring a revolution as massive as electricity or the internet. You might wonder, how small is a picometer really? To grasp it, imagine shrinking a strand of human hair, which is about 100,000 nanometers wide, down by 1,000,000 times. At that scale, you're nearing the diameter of a single hydrogen atom, which is about 100 picometers wide. Picotechnology aims to go even further, to not just observe atoms, but to control their subatomic structure, rearrange protons and neutrons, or fine-tune quantum fields that define how particles behave. This opens doors to transformations in physics, chemistry, biology, and computing that we can barely imagine today. So why is this considered a revolutionary science? For one, it allows ultimate control over matter. Imagine being able to build materials atom by atom with no flaws, no impurities, and exact control over electrical, thermal, and magnetic properties. This could lead to materials far beyond what we have today, like superconductors that work at room temperature, or metamaterials that bend light in ways that make objects invisible. It is like upgrading from sculpting with bricks to designing with individual grains of sand. Only here, the sand is subatomic particles. Another exciting application is in energy generation. At the pico scale, scientists could manipulate nuclear forces in new ways, perhaps tapping into forms of energy more efficient and safer than today's nuclear reactors. Could we one day extract energy from the quantum vacuum? What physicists call the zero-point energy of space itself? It remains speculative, but PicoTechnology brings such questions into the realm of experimental science. You may ask, could we also use PicoTechnology in medicine or biology? The answer is potentially yes, but on an entirely new level. Rather than targeting diseases with molecules, PicoTechnology could allow scientists to rebuild damaged DNA atom by atom, reverse mutations with surgical precision, or even create artificial cells with capabilities far beyond natural biology. If life is built from atoms, then why not edit life at the pico level using tools far more refined than what gene editing can offer today? Picotechnology could also transform computing. Quantum computers are already using individual atoms and ions to store information in quantum bits, qubits. With pico-scale control, we could stabilize these systems, eliminate noise, and possibly create quantum processors that operate at room temperature with incredible speed and efficiency. Imagine an AI with the power of millions of today's supercomputers, but small enough to fit in your pocket. But here's a critical question. Could this technology be dangerous? Absolutely. Like nuclear energy, picotechnology could be used to create devastating tools if misapplied. Rearranging atoms or triggering chain reactions at the quantum level could have unpredictable consequences. This raises deep ethical and philosophical challenges. Who controls picotechnology? What regulations are needed? How do we ensure safety? These will be among the most important debates of the next. So is picotechnology real today? Not entirely, but it's emerging. We already have tools like scanning tunneling microscopes that can move single atoms. Physicists are probing inside nuclei with particle accelerators. Quantum engineers are building devices to control single electrons. These are early signs that the Pico era is beginning. In the end, picotechnology is more than just smaller nanotech. It represents a new way of thinking about nature, where we no longer work with materials, but instead build reality itself from the inside out. Will it bring new cures, energy sources, or even conscious machines? Time will tell. But one thing is clear, the race to master the Pico world is no longer fiction. It's the frontier of next-century science. Pico technology operates at the scale of picometers, 10-12 meters, which is 1,000 times smaller than the nanometer scale used in nanotechnology. This is the domain where intraatomic phenomena dominate. Below molecular structures and deep into the architecture of atoms themselves. At this scale, the traditional laws of classical mechanics give way to quantum field effects and relativistic correction. Control at this level involves manipulating the spatial orientation of electron orbitals, nuclear distances, and even quantum spin states. It demands ultra-high-resolution instruments like next-generation scanning probes or quantum sensors, and the capacity to model matter beyond atomic resolution. The average covalent bond length between hydrogen atoms in H2 is 74 picometers. Pico technology aims to manipulate such dimensions precisely. If nanotech is like arranging beads on a necklace, Pico technology is like modifying the internal structure of each bead at the atomic level. Nanotechnology manipulates clusters of atoms. In contrast, Pico technology targets individual atomic orbitals, intra-atomic forces, and quantum states. This shift requires radically different tools, combining quantum field theory, attosecond pulse manipulation, and picometer precision actuation. It transforms material science into quantum architecture, where atoms are no longer just building blocks, but programmable elements. Pico technology potentially enables the synthesis of artificial atoms, unachievable through chemical synthesis. The scientific frontier thus moves from structural assembly to quantum orchestration at subatomic resolutions. Unlike nanotech, which assembles DNA segments, Pico technology could directly manipulate hydrogen bonds or alter quantum tunneling behaviors in a base pair. Moving from nanotech to picotech is like going from writing with a pen to editing the ink molecules inside each letter. Pico technology opens the door to customizing the internal structure of atoms, including the distances between protons and neutrons, and the geometry of electron clouds. This enables new states of matter, such as programmable atoms or orbital lattices, with specific resonance properties. By controlling interelectronic and nuclear forces, one can engineer unique magnetic moments, spin properties, or isotopic behaviors. It may lead to ultra-stable quantum materials with no classical counterpart and programmable isotope chemistry. Such materials could maintain function under extremes of pressure, radiation, or temperature. A molecule could be re-engineered to have zero dipole moment through the internal shift of its atomic charge clouds. It's like sculpting not just the bricks of a house, but the crystalline patterns inside each brick's mineral atoms. At picometer scales, picometer scales, which are produced by the fundamental units of quantum computation, can be embedded into custom-designed atomic environments to minimize noise. By engineering quantum wells and potential barriers, with picometer resolution, decoherence can be drastically reduced, enhancing quantum stability. Such precise control could allow for room temperature quantum logic gates made from individual atoms with tailored spin or charge states. Furthermore, Pico technology could create hybrid systems where quantum memory and logic are encoded directly into material substrates. This would compress the scale of quantum computers from labs to microchips or even molecules. A qubit encoded in the spin state of a custom pico-structured atom could remain stable for hours instead of milliseconds. It's like shrinking an entire supercomputer into the size of a protein and making it quantum aware. Traditional materials are made of atoms arranged in periodic lattices. Pico technology allows us to reprogram those lattices at the atomic scale. One could introduce precise quantum defects, manipulate orbital hybridization, or alter phonon dispersion for desired thermal or mechanical behavior. Metamaterials engineered this way would exhibit properties such as negative refraction, programmable thermal conductivity, or quantum elasticity. Picotech could also enable materials that respond to specific quantum stimuli, including magnetic flux quanta or orbital phase changes. This leads to intelligent matter capable of adapting its physical properties to real-time environmental signals. A single particle-tick membrane could become a perfect reflector for only one precise photon frequency due to engineered picostructure, like building a violin where each molecule is tuned to a specific sound and the entire instrument changes tune on command. At the picometer level, medical science could shift from biochemistry to picochemistry, where therapies work by adjusting the internal quantum states of biological atoms. Pico-technology might allow repair of defective atoms in DNA by reshaping their electron orbitals or nuclear alignment. Medical interventions could become non-invasive quantum corrections, targeting disease at the origin of molecular vibration or spin misalignment. Picobots, or quantum field manipulators, could perform in-situ corrections of enzyme function or restore mitochondrial coherence. This gives rise to subatomic medicine, potentially reversing conditions considered untreatable by classical pharmacology. A malformed protein might be reactivated by restoring quantum vibrational synchrony in a single carbon-hydrogen bond. It's like healing a broken orchestra not by replacing instruments but by correcting the vibration of individual strings. Energy conversion efficiency could be maximized by controlling energy band structures at the picometer scale. Picotech allows for the design of ultra-sharp energy wells, resonant phonon traps, and low-loss electron paths. Such structures enable room temperature superconductivity, reversible quantum energy storage, and molecular-scale photovoltaic converters. Materials could be tuned to harvest Casimir forces or vacuum fluctuations as novel energy sources. Overall, energy infrastructure would become faster, lighter, and nearly lossless. A Pico-engineered battery could store energy using quantum vibration modes with almost no thermal dissipation. It's like designing a bucket so perfectly smooth that not a single drop of water ever sticks or evaporates. PicoTechnology acts as a new lens to test fundamental physics at subatomic resolution, where deviations from expected nuclear behavior may reveal new physical laws. It enables the measurement of quantum fluctuations, symmetry violations, and vacuum field distortions with atomic precision. Precision manipulation of nuclear spins could uncover anomalous interactions, hinting at hidden forces or particles. Experiments with pico-precision might allow testing of quantum gravity, fine structure constant variability, or even early universe conditions. These tabletop-scale experiments can complement particle accelerator research, shifting the energy level of a muonic hydrogen atom by 0.01 picometers could challenge parts of the standard model. It's like noticing that a shadow slightly shifts direction at high noon, revealing the curvature of space-time beneath your feet. Mastering Pico technology represents a turning point in human control over nature, as it implies direct programming of matter's most fundamental features. It enables artificial atoms, consciousness-embedded materials, or simulated quantum worlds indistinguishable from reality. Such power demands rigorous ethics, regulation, and understanding of emergent behaviors. If matter becomes fully programmable, distinctions between simulation and physicality begin to blur. This places PicoTechnology not just at the frontier of science, but at the epistemological edge of existence. A material designed at the picometer scale might simulate emotion-like states by adjusting its internal quantum phase. It's like building a mirror that not only reflects your image, but begins to question who you are.